Alright, so today I want to read to you the story of Joseph and his brothers. Joseph lived with his family in a place called Canaan. He had many sons. One of Jacob's younger sons was named Joseph. Jacob spent more time with Joseph than with the other sons. Not very nice of him. He even had a special coat made for Joseph. It seemed to Joseph's brothers that their father loved Joseph more than he loved them. It made them sad and angry. One night, Joseph had a dream. The next morning, he couldn't wait to tell everyone about it. I dreamed we were all in the field tying stems of grain together. Suddenly, I couldn't believe my eyes. Your grain made a circle around mine and then bent over. You were bowing down to me. Isn't that exciting? Exclaimed Joseph. Our grain did what? They laughed. Why do you think we would bow down to you like you were some kind of king? The brothers said angrily. Joseph hung his head and walked away slowly and sadly. Next night, though, Joseph had another dream. He excitedly told everyone about it in the morning. I had an even better dream last night. I looked up into the sky, and there I was. I saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bow down to me. Isn't that amazing? He said. The dream didn't go over any better than the first one. This time, his father was listening. Jacob, his father, was angry with Joseph and said, "Why do you think your mother and I would stand next to your brothers and bow down to you as if you were a king? I don't like the strange dreams you're having. They'll never come true." Now his brothers and his father were really mad at him. Lucky for Jacob, decided to send his brothers off with the sheep for a while. But later, Jacob sent Joseph to see how Joseph's brothers were doing with the sheep. As he was getting near them, his brothers saw him coming. "Here comes our dreaming brother. Let's get rid of him," they planned. They grabbed Joseph and they threw him into a pit. Ouch! The rocks at the bottom of the pit were hard and sharp. "God, why are they doing this to me?" prayed Joseph. A group of traders walked by on their way to Egypt. Now the brothers thought they'd get rid of Joseph once and for all. They sold Joseph to the traders, and they watched as he was taken away. Now, a lot of the time, when we listen to a story or read a story, we try to figure out who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, don't we? But sometimes it's not always so easy, and the story of Joseph shows that. Well, look at the characters in that story and ask yourself, is any of them really the bad guy? Maybe the bad guy is Jacob. After all, he showed special favoritism to Joseph, which didn't make the situation with Joseph's brothers any easier. Maybe the bad guy is Joseph. After all, he talked about his dreams in a way that made it sound like he was bragging almost. That didn't help his relationship with his brothers. And heck, there was a lot of evidence that the bad guys are Joseph's brothers. They threw their brother down a hole and tried to sell him into slavery. That sounds pretty bad to me. Maybe there's enough blame to go around in a story like this, even if one person has more than their share of the blame. Think back to a time when you got into a fight with a family members. It could be your brothers and sisters, it could be your mother or father. Heck, it doesn't have to be a family member. It could be one of your friends. See if you can write that story down the way Joseph's story was written down in the Bible. What do you notice when you look over that story? Can you figure out, is there one person who seems to be the bad guy and one person who seems to be the good guy or gal? Or maybe is there blame to go around, just like there seems to have been in Joseph's story? Is there a place where one person, by behaving better, could have averted the bad ending of the story? Think about that. Talk it over with the people who are close to you. Spoiler alert, Joseph's story turned out okay in the end. We didn't get to see that today, but it does turn out okay in the end. And my hope is that with the guidance of God and your love for one another, you can make all your fights with your friends and family turn out okay in the end, too. So now I'd like to pray. Will you please join me? Dear God, sometimes the people you call to do amazing things were kind of annoying. I suppose, just maybe, we can be kind of annoying sometimes too. But what amazing things do you have in store for our service to you? Help us to be open to hearing and responding to the dreams you put in our heads. Amen. Thank you for joining me this week.